Huddled underneath my covers, I remember being in my bed watching the 2018 movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Captivated by a world of colors and multimedia, 10-year-old me was enthralled with the images on my screen. I rushed to my sister, begging her to watch the film, and after 4 years of waiting, her response was, "I just didn't like it." This response ignored a 99.7 on Rotten Tomatoes, an average of 4.4 stars on Letterboxd, and a science fiction plot about friendship, action, and purpose that spoke to millions of people. So, naturally, in little sister fashion, I asked, why? She responded, "I just didn't." Now, this response has always baffled me. However, it is one that is far too common. The phrase, "I just didn't like it," or "I just wasn't feeling it," is one that has bothered me for the longest time. And it is not that my sister didn't enjoy the movie, it was her lack of opinion. And online, I see a variety of opinions that spark controversy and confusion and don't give a lot of insight to the film at hand. And when picking a movie for family movie night, these reviews matter. You don't exactly get a full picture with reviews like, "Penguins of Madagascar was better than this, #no shade." My family will cycle through trailer after trailer trying to find a good movie, and then all of a sudden 2 hours have passed, and it's too late to watch a full movie, so we'll just watch reruns of Friends or Parks and Rec. But why is it so difficult to find a good movie? We struggle to find movies because we have no true understanding of what these reviews actually mean. If we take a look at some reviews, the idea of what an average is varies. Let's take a look at the movie Barbie, for example. Nominated for 8 Oscars and watched by over 1.2 million people in the first month in theaters. I would give this movie a 4 out of 5 stars. It's visually stunning, witty, and fun to watch. However, some people with the exact same rating as me had a completely different take on Barbie. 4 stars can call Barbie corny and disingenuous, saying it doesn't explore the full depth of femininity. However, 4 stars can also call Barbie life-changing, saying they hope it doesn't go under the radar as it is worthy of becoming a classic. Moreover, 4 stars can claim that Barbie has revived Hollywood, but 4 stars can also claim that Barbie is the reason why Hollywood is dying. We don't understand movie reviews because there is no true understanding of what an average actually means. So instead, we search for perfection. The movie with only the highest ratings, the most awards, the best directors, and best actors are worth watching. We don't give chances to smaller films because we are confused and scared of being disappointed. The lack of clarity in rating systems has led us to strive for only the best, which is why I believe we need a new rating system. One that is clear, concise, and usable for all levels of movie lovers. But first, we must define what makes a good film. Well, for the film critics, the 5 elements that define movies are, first, the screenplay and story. This is the heart of the film. It gives the film its purpose, meaning, and gives the audience something to root for. The story is like a pulse that drives the film along, giving life to its characters and their desires. Second, directing and acting. These are the people that bring life to the characters and quite literally to the entire film. They make you feel it. But this is also the category where you can immediately tell if a movie is good, bad, or great. Next, production design. This is what takes the story to a reality. The visual aspect of the film is transformed through things like props, set design, costumes, makeup, and VFX. Next, cinematography and editing. And unless you're paying very close attention, this one tends to fly under the radar. However, it is crucial to a film's subconscious feel, controlling things like lighting, pacing, compositions, movement, and transitions. And finally, we have sound design. Sound is used to define the underlying tone of the film. Without it, no film would feel correct. The Foley, or the sound design, in the score, the music, is meant to help you understand a little bit more about the underlying theme. Film is defined by these 5 aspects. Combined, we have the heart of one of the most powerful arts forms of all time, each element serving its own purpose. However, there are some flaws within this rating system. More often than not, someone has to pay very close attention to understand each aspect of the film. It is more like analyzing rather than watching, which can be helpful in some cases, like understanding a writer or director's intentions, but is not useful for an everyday viewer, especially when there's a way more easily accessible 5-star rating system. So what if we change some things? What if we become more precise? What if we talk about the one thing that matters most in any form of storytelling? The story. Duh. So instead of rating things upon these 5 rhetorical elements, we should ask, what does the movie do for us? Does this movie provoke strong emotions? Now, they don't necessarily have to be positive emotions, but can we connect to what we are watching, and do we believe it? Next, is the director or writer trying to say something about the past or current time period? Will this movie become a classic? And are they trying to say something within this film? Next, does this movie inspire change? If so, does it inspire you in a way that is surprising, or does it inspire you in a way that is creative? These questions instead ask you what you like in a movie, what matters to you. And these are all questions of taste. And taste is something that cannot be disputed. However, there are also some flaws within this rating system as well. Without the first 5 rhetorical elements of the rating system, we have no idea of what the movie feels like or looks like. So, my proposal for a new rating system is, can I get a drum roll, please, for this one? Expression versus execution. By combining our first 5 rhetorical elements plus some more tasteful questions, we get the expression versus execution scale. By blending these 2 ideas together, you can very quickly see where it lies compared to other movies, and what style of movie you're going to watch, and what your personal taste is. Starting from high to low, you rate the execution-based elements from an exceptional, enjoyable, all right, underwhelming, and awful. So with the movie Barbie, I would rate the screenplay and story enjoyable, the acting and directing exceptional, the production design enjoyable, the cinematography and editing all right, and the sound design enjoyable. Similarly, starting from left to right, you answer each question from a strong yes, yes, neutral, no, and strong no. So with Barbie, does this movie provoke strong emotions? Yes. Is this movie saying something about the past or current time period? Strong yes. Does this movie inspire change? Yes. And does this movie inspire me in a way that is creative? Yes. And does this movie inspire me in a way that is surprising? Neutral. On the graph, each question moves a point on the graph, so you can quickly see where the movie lies from both an emotional and artistic scale. Barbie averages a 4.642, which is way easier to understand, especially when compared to other movies. Now, you might feel like this is a lot for just one film. But what if I told you rating systems extend to beyond just this? How often do you have a 5-star pop-up on an app or at the end of a survey in class? If we lack the understanding of these preconceived structures life gives us, our opinions are limited. We are so quick to click the 5 stars, 3 stars, 2.5 stars, but what you need to understand is that our opinions can determine what the masses listen to. Media is how we consume information, entertain ourselves, and form an idea of what is right and wrong. So we must be attentive to what we are watching. And movies have always been a reflection of what matters most to us. In 1998, the movie Saving Private Ryan's Omaha Beach scene was so realistic that it caused the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs to set up a hotline for veterans suffering with PTSD. In the early 2000s, the movie Erin Brockovich helped shed light on issues pertaining to water contamination and other environmental issues. This eventually uncovered the reason behind hundreds of people's underlying health issues, including cancer. In 1994, the movie Shawshank Redemption helped show the truth behind violent and sexual assault against prisoners, eventually helping pass the Prison Rape Elimination Act, making sure that there is mandatory medical supplies for the incarcerated. What we watch has real-life effects on our world, so I cannot stress this enough. Your opinion matters. Now more than ever, your opinion matters. And that is not something you can leave to somebody else. You have to speak up for yourself, and only yourself. We must learn how to share our ideas effectively because it is up to us to decide what stories need to be heard. Thank you.